With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin. A Brazilian restaurant in Hyannis is expanding its service. Monday, attorney David Lawler went before the licensing authority representing Elizabeth Hurley. She's the manager of the Fogo Brazilian BBQ on Iano Road in Hyannis. As attorney Lawler explained, the application is for an annual all-alcohol common victualler license and a daily non-live and Sunday entertainment license. The board discussed the application for some time on Monday, including concerns raised about the restaurant possibly turning into a nightclub once the kitchen closed for the evening.
Like the flexibility to avail ourselves of the law.
I'm not saying the police department would oppose that place being a bar. I'm just questioning why we're fencing about whether it's a restaurant
and I
or
know
a
that
bar.
and
it's
I'm
a
not,
lounge. It's going to
yeah.
be a lounge. From 10 to 1, it's a lounge. It's not a restaurant.
You know, Mr. Lawler, what we're trying to get across to you, there's nothing wrong with a well-run lounge.
I understand that, but I was told that this was to be a restaurant with a bar on it. I just.
Well,
and I'm not. And I know we're a little fencing back and the lawyerese, as one may call it, but the intent of this is to have a restaurant and to have food and have a sports bar. Maybe I just, I'm using the word bar and you're using the word lounge. Maybe that's just the, my idea of a lounge is, the tacky red velvet seats and.
What do you call a restaurant with the kitchen closed?
Kitchen's not going to close because they're still serving appetizers. It's a bar that serves apps. I'm very stubborn, Mr. Geiler.
There's nothing wrong with having a Fogo Brazilian BBQ and lounge.
Okay.
We're just trying to find out what.
I know you are. You're trying to.
If this is approved, I would want the applicant to know, which I'm sure you're aware of, that any problems with parking outside the premises, any police activity at all, after a show cause hearing, this authority can reduce the hours of serving alcohol to 11 p.m. So although you have a right to serve alcohol, if the serving of alcohol after 11 o'clock causes a problem, then with no appeal available, the establishment would be closed, stop serving alcohol at 11.
The board ultimately approved the common victualler's license for Fogo effective January 1st, 2012. The Community Preservation Committee met Monday as well. The relatively short meeting began with discussions over some historic preservation letters of intent. Some projects received support from town councilors who spoke during public comment. Ann Kennedy of Precinct 1 spoke in favor of the Tracer Museum.
I would like to support the letter of intent for Tracer Museum. I am appreciative of the fact that Mr. Council has done a lot of work on this. You may recall that CPA recommended to the council and the council appropriated money for a historic building study, which was really a supplement to a study that had already been done. This was way back in 2007, so it's been quite a while since that money was appropriated for the study and the study was completed. So I'm glad to see that the Tracer is being considered by you now. And I'm also glad to see that it is being done in phases because I do recognize that there's a lot of work.
Former Town Councilor Hank Farnham and current Town Councilor June Daly voiced their support for the old Selectmen's Building project.
The importance of this building is even greater now as a result of the construction of the new playground that immediately abuts this facility. And if any of you have been by, you note that the playground is extremely popular. There are always 2, 3, 5, 6 cars there almost every day that it's at least weather conducive, and there are times when parking is very inadequate now, and so as part of the DPW plan to redo the parking area that abuts the community building, there's the Selectmen's Building, the playground, and the community building. Part of that proposal is to redo some of this parking area here and improve the drainage, which is really needed as well, and that's under a different arena. This building is used, as you know, by artists, and it generates revenue, and you can see that there's about $60,000 in that account now, which will help to offset some of the costs. I'm optimistic that these proposed estimates here, these proposed costs are, as Mr. Juris says, are conservative. They are, and I think you'll find when this project is done that there should be a fairly substantial surplus left over. I did have the opportunity about a year and a half ago to crawl around underneath that building before there was some emergency repair work done, and it is not a complex, it's buildings sitting up on concrete pilings, and to raise the building is not a really major challenging event.
The old Selectmen's Building is a little pet peeve of mine, and that's why you have it on your list, and I'm very hopeful that you'll help get it off the ground.
The Renewable Energy Commission also held a meeting Monday. The commission is continuing its work on solid waste disposal options for the town. With the CMAS contract expiring soon, prices will soon go up for the town to dispose of solid waste. The commission is working to offset those costs by hopefully increasing the recycling rate in town. Curbside pickup and pay-as-you-throw are currently on the table for possible solutions. Yesterday, representatives from 3 trash haulers paid a visit to the Renewable Energy Commission to discuss their experience out in the field. The topic of recycling came up several times over the course of the meeting, with many saying it's tough to get people to recycle.
My recycling issue is not with disposing of it, picking it up. It's mostly with the actual homeowners themselves. As far as year-round customers that recycle for me, it's very little. When the summertime comes and the people come down from wherever they live, just about every single one of them asks if we do recycling. Yes, just about. I'd say 70% of them recycle. Summer customers.
Yeah, that's interesting. What percentage would you say of your year-round customers recycle?
10%.
So it's a low number. Do you obviously, Barnstable's not the only community that you're picking up solid waste in. What are you finding from your experience in other communities with respect to their increased efforts for recycling? Are other towns, are you finding moving towards single stream? What has been your experience?
They're moving for recycling.
Yeah.
They're enhancing
They're making it so that, like, Sandwich just made it so that we have to combine the price and recycling. Mashpee, Yarmouth does that now.
Yeah.
So we increased our rate to the customer, and so be surprised how many people don't recycle even though I charge them more money.
Right.
And it's included. I mean, we will go to their house, we'll pick it up on the curb.
But I think it's always going to be a commodity now. We don't throw it on our landfills. Everything's a commodity. This plastic bottle is worth money if I kept it for long enough and got enough of it. It's all money. It's valuable. It's just how you handle it. We need to educate the people, like the homeowners. I don't do what Dave does, with a lot of household trash. I focus on mostly scrap metal. So if you have individuals creating a plastics, center, or, just like you do aluminum cans. Focus on aluminum cans or strictly metal or whatever the case may be, paper, cardboard, electronic waste. Nobody does electronic waste. I started taking it for free because no one else was doing it.
Now, would one of the things that would be helpful, I guess I already know the answer to this, but it seems to me one of your big challenges for keeping the rate of recycling costs down is the transportation costs of getting it from your customers to Rochester. Would it make a substantial difference in the cost if we had a facility here, a Cape-based facility?
It'd be excellent if we had one on Cape Cod.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
But another thing too is, as the years have gone by, I've seen it go. Our recycle customers go from 3 to right now year-round accounts. We're probably up to 180 with all the villages and towns that we go into.
Now, again, is a percentage of your total base, is it about 10%, as David described, approximately?
It's a little greater than 10%.
Energy Coordinator Richard Elrick says he'll be writing up a report on the Commission's discussions over the past 6 months in regards to the future of solid waste. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.